Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Cybertron Weekly is your central hub for everything Transformers.
Use a cheap knockoff swoop. No, wait, too high!
You got your ass kicked by a flying chicken.
You suck.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at another Transformers figure, and it's from Power of the Primes. It's Terrorcon Cutthroat. So I found this guy at my local Walmart here in Greenwood on the south side of Indianapolis. I was really shocked to see this. They had all three of the remaining Terrorcons, and that's really all they had up on the shelves, so I went ahead and snatched all three of them up so I can complete Abominus. Which I'm kind of excited for because this will be the first Abominus figure I've ever built. This guy kind of reminds me of a retool maybe of Swoop. I don't know if that's the case, but he really does look like it. I guess I'll have to compare the two. But he's definitely pretty cool looking. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Cutthroat in the packaging, and it looks interesting. He just looks like a monster version of Swoop to me. He really does. But I like the color scheme. I like the artwork going on here. Here we have him in his robot mode. We've got his little monster mode there. There's the artwork back up there. It says Transformers. And then there's a picture of Abominus right there. So just kind of a close-up. There's the artwork looking all kinds of cool. There he is. There's his beast mode. And then there's Abominus. So yeah, definitely very cool. Back of the packaging. Very similar to what we've already gotten with the figures of this line. Here we have Cutthroat in his robot mode. There's the play gimmick with the little baby carrier that goes on there. You can switch it out with the other little Prime Masters. And then, of course, he turns into this kind of monster bird mode. He's got a very simple little write-up right there, so just kind of a close-up. Ding. If you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. And then there it is. There's the play gimmick. There's the alternate mode, and then those are the other Prime Masters, and that's how the gimmick works, and, well, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get Cutthroat out of box and see what we think. So here we have Cutthroat out of the packaging, and I gotta say two things. One, this is a heavy retool of Swoop. It's pretty obvious when you start to transform him and the wings and everything. And I don't know if I'd go as far as say a heavy retool. He's definitely a retool, but all the engineering's there. The other thing is he sucks. And he sucks in the fact that the bird head, all the parts that build the bird head on this thing just pop right off. I almost lost a piece before I even got it out of the package, which was very unfortunate. And when he's in the bird mode, the head won't stay upright unless you open the jaw all the way up, which is really irritating. And it's a similar problem that I have with my Swoop figure. So the design just was not good. Now, we've got his little baby carrier thing right here, the Prime Armor, whatever you want to call it. And this one's weird in the fact we do get a solid piece of plastic right here, but it's not the same color. Why they didn't just make it all purple, I don't know. It's like they matched the purple to the purple and this kind of beige color to the beige color, and I don't know why they did that. I'd rather have the hand all one color. So I don't know, that's just very strange to me. I'm going to take this off here. Hopefully the head doesn't fall off because it is a piece of junk. Alright, so here we have Cutthroat, and I like the color scheme. I like the look. His head sculpt really kind of reminds me of a third-party figure for some reason. He is a very flat figure. There's not really much going on the back here, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty decent. The weird thing is there's no Decepticon logo on the robot mode itself. The only con logo is in his beast mode. And I find that a little unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen a con mode, and I find that a little unfortunate. I would like to have seen a Decepticon logo, but it is what it is. Now, articulation on this guy is going to be pretty much exactly like Swoop. If you've got Dinobot Swoop, his head does move back and forth. It wiggles up and down just a little bit. He does have a rotation in his waist. And I guess he does have a Decepticon logo there. It's very tiny. I always forget it. You don't see it when it's down like that. His arms go out that far. He's on ball joints. He's got a twist at the upper arm right here. And then he's got an elbow joint. Hands go in for transformation. Legs kick up straight. They go about that far back. They kick out pretty darn far. There's a twist at the upper leg. He's got a single joint at his knee. And that's really about it for the articulation on this guy. Again, if you've got Swoop, you pretty much have this figure here. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, I like the sculpt of the figure. It's got a very G1-esque look, but it also looks third-party to me for some reason. It also kind of reminds me of Dinobot for some reason. I think it's the head crest and the color scheme. I like that beige and the silver and the dark blues and the purple. That all looks really, really good together. He has a very flat back. There is absolutely no backpack going on here. He does have his wing set, which, I mean, he did in the cartoon show as well. So that's fine with me. You can fold them backwards if you want to get more of a robot-y kind of look without the wings, but I don't know why you would want to do that. He does have his bird head that sits down there. Just be careful with all those pieces. They like to pop off something crazy, which is infuriating. So taking a look in the midsection of the figure, again, nothing really going on the backside, very flat. He's got his little double barreled gun, which is cool. I like the red and the silver and the kind of yellowish beige colors going on his waist. That all looks nice. He's got his little bluish hands, or purplish hands with the little blue cuffs. That looks pretty cool. And again, very, very flat on the backside, which, you got a flat booty. He's a robot, of course. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure. Again, I like the paint apps on here. The blues and the silvers all look good. Kind of the dark purples, all that looks really nice. He's got his monster legs kind of folded up on the side. I think they look better for some reason than Center Twins. I think it's because they kind of fold upright. The little silver toes are kind of neat. He's got his flat tail pieces on the back, again, much like Center Twins. And there's not a lot of gappage going on because that's all on the inside of the figure for transformation. So it gives him a very solid look. For comparison, here we have Cutthroat with Shockwave from Transformers Cyberverse. And they're about the same size. I always, for some reason, think that the Cyberverse figures are really, really tiny, but when I get them compared to another deluxe figure, they really are about the same size. I think deluxes in general have just gotten smaller. But the cool thing about the Shockwave figure, I mean, it's got that kind of G1 aesthetic in its robot mode, which goes really well with the Power of the Prime figure. And we're not going to get a Power of the Prime's Shockwave, which is unfortunate. So Cutthroat turns into a monster bird-like creature. And, I mean, overall, I mean, it's okay. It's the standard, one of the characters needs is a fly, kind of like Dive Bomb or Swoop, and that's who he is in the team. The biggest gripe I've got about the figure is this bird head. There are pieces on it that just fall right off, and they're going to get lost from a little kid. So if you've got a child, expect the head on this thing to just vanish. If you are collecting this for yourself, be mindful. So with that complaining out of the way, let's go ahead and get Cutthroat into his beast mode. So here we have Cutthroat in his bird mode, and this thing is trying to make a liar out of me. This is the first time in the past 4 days I've had this figure and transformed it that the head has actually stayed in that position. Normally it just flops straight down unless I take the bottom jaw and open it straight up to kind of prop it up, and I don't know, this is the first time it's ever done it, and that's because I'm recording it. Can you tell that irritates the crap out of me? But overall, I mean, it's okay. It looks like a giant evil chicken. He's got the little piece. This little piece falls right off. This whole mask falls off, and then that bottom purple jaw right there falls right off. So be wary of that, guys. But yeah, overall, I mean, I like the detail. I think it looks cool. I love the silver toes. I think that's pretty neat. He's got his flat little tail right there. This, he's got his weapon kind of hanging on his back. This really reminds me of a monster that you would see in a Godzilla film, which is very cool. I do dig that. Like you would see him with King Ghidorah or something like that, flying around, looking all kinds of evil and neat. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's everything else about this figure is nice and stable, except that head. And of course, it just wants to make a liar out of me in this video. So, it wanted to look good for you guys. Thanks, Cutthroat. So, is Cutthroat a figure that you want in your Transformers collection? Well, if you're collecting the Terrorcons and building Abominus, you're going to want this guy. The problem is the figure does not hold together well. And really, it's only the head, that bird head. Those parts just fly off of the thing, something fierce, and when he's in the bird mode, the head just wants to flop around, which is very, very irritating. Other than that, I mean, it's a pretty solid figure. I mean, it's basically the same figure that we get out of Swoop. You know, he's needed to complete the collection of Terrorcons, but if you're just looking for a particular Terrorcon, I would avoid this one. He's terrible! So there he is, Cutthroat, from Transformers Power of the Primes.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.